Hi. I thought we're going to spend some time together and read some books. Hi, how are you? I hope you're okay. This is the month of love, the month of reminding us that we are single and lonely and awesome and gorgeous and glorious and growing and thriving and all of that good shit. Since a lot of us are lonely and a lot of us are gonna spend Valentine's Day looking at couples and wishing we could kill them, I thought we're gonna spend some time together. That was a lot. I don't do that. I promise I don't do that. I just sit at home and I don't go out and hug my cat and read and make a beautiful cup of coffee. Yeah, I thought we're gonna spend some time together and read some booksies because, yeah, I want this to be us spending a time together in hopes of feeling less alone and less miserable when everyone else is probably fucking, yeah. It's not pathetic, shut up. It's not sad or anything. We're independent women and we're gonna make it. I wanna do this as an actual appropriate vlog. Appropriate isn't the right word for this terminology. I want to do this as an actual vlog where I can take you with me and spend some time because I truly want this to feel like we're spending some time together. We're spending Valentine's Day together. This probably won't be on Valentine's Day because I'm doing this earlier because it's Valentine's month, okay? Okay, it's Valentine's month. I've had this book for a while and it's Christmassy, but then I got caught up at the time of Christmas with the holidays and caught up in making the end of the year videos that I was so freaking excited to make since I started this channel. Like, I've seen everyone and their mamas do it and I've always wanted to do it, so I did those videos, the wrap up of 2022, and then it was over, the year was over, and the New Year's got here and I got caught up in like catching up to my reading goal, so I didn't read it. But this was for transparency, sent to me as an ARC, so thank you so much to the publishing people and the authors for letting me read this before people to review it. I should have probably read it before, but this has been in my in my possession for months, and yeah, since it has romance and it's weird. It's not my usual reads, actually. This is a very cryptic Christmas by a lot of authors, actually. And I'm gonna put all the names here. I read Game of Stone and I know that I'm going to fuck up every name and I don't want that out of respect. This is a collection of folklore tales that's around Christmas, and I'm not gonna lie, I opened it last night and it's not what I was expecting at all. Like, we started with this short story of Krampus, but him being an actual creature, and it was a little smutty and I just didn't expect it, but I'm gonna have a fun time reading this. This is definitely not a soppy romance that would give you like sobbing tendencies and a heartfelt ending, but yeah, we're trying different things. I'm super excited like to finish this with you and to update you on it because it's different. It has a lot of tales. The book itself is more than 300 pages, almost 400, so it has a lot of tales, and they have to do with surrounding Christmas creatures, I'd say, or Christmas folklore thingies, and I'm excited. The cover wasn't given much. Like, I read romance and not gonna lie, it's been months since I've gotten the book and I was procrastinating, and not procrastinating, but just got overwhelmed with doing a lot of other things that I like forgot what it's about. And yesterday I just opened it without checking the summary, without checking anything, and I was shooketh. So I thought I'm gonna share it with you. We're also gonna be reading other books and they all have to do with romance, because what's a better way to fill our empty, dark, lonely, single hearts than with fictional characters? Exactly, no better way. Grab a cup of coffee and stay with me. We're friends. Like, I'm gonna cry. I'm tearing up because I'm talking to a phone, calling it my best friend. I'm actually going to tear up.
So I made some progress with the book, and it's actually like helping a lot. It's not my preferred genre of books. Like I look like someone's grandma. I didn't even realize that I'm gonna like this. It's nothing new, really, just, I don't know, like a weird state of mind where I'm just, like, everything I think about is so fucking negative. I don't have social media for this reason, but I love my book talk because it's almost real. I don't follow any like big people or whatever. It's just people like me with 30 views. But the people that I do see, they're just, when they're unhappy, they're unhappy. When they're happy, they're happy, and it's fine. Like, it feels realistic somewhat. I've also been having like the worst dreams ever. Like ever, like terrible fucking dreams, and I don't know where they're coming from. I do know where they're coming from childhood trauma that I've never addressed, and I never will, because I do not want to end up in an insane asylum again. This has become like something that is bringing me comfort, because I guess like talking to myself now is it. I haven't been in the mood to create anything video-wise because I'm never gonna match to some of the people that I've seen. Back to the book. The formatting is helping me because they're all short stories, and I've hit a story now that is longer than the rest of them, and it's like 50 pages. So they're all really short and fast and fun, and I think the one I've hit now is my favorite because guess what? A parent dies, so it's relatable, and I'm like, oh my god, is that me? But like, no. Someone asked me about my wrist tattoo, my front wrist tattoo. That's my cat licking his balls. I honestly would not have picked this book for myself. I did pick it for myself. That was such a stupid statement. I wouldn't pick this book. I don't know how to explain it because I would buy it. I don't know how to explain it. Like, I wouldn't necessarily get attracted to like a book like this, but I surprisingly help it, and I like that. I think the first story is my favorite so far, actually, because I just gotten a bit further in this one. It's called The Squonk to Remember, and it was gonna be like better than the Krampus one. The first one that I liked was Following Krampus, but Krampus is real, and it was smutty, unexpectedly smutty, and a short, and I liked it, and it got me out of my mental funk that's happening right now. Let's make a cup of coffee. But this one, it started out better. I liked it, but then he said she heard a noise, right? She heard a noise, and it was like a squeal, and then he's like, this person's boar or pork, whatever, pig, I'm going to have pig for dinner or whatever, like threatening to kill him. And then he says, the squonk, whatever that creature is, it's my first time ever hearing about this creature. He goes, the squonk isn't a pig, isn't a pork, but he's gonna pork you. And it's so cringy. I'm so glad that this just filming has become a coping mechanism, because I felt bad and just picked up my phone. Like, that was where my instinct went. So I'm happy about that, because usually in the past, like, the coping mechanism that I went to were all harmful, either to me or other people, or both to me and other people. So I'm glad this is working. I don't know, there's just something about talking to yourself. Something about talking to yourself. I don't know if you're gonna find this entertaining or not, but I love these styles of videos where you just hang out. I meant it when I said we're gonna spend time together, because this is it. We're spending time together. I stay at home, work from home, like we're once a month outside, and make a lot of coffee and feed my cat like 24 times a day, because he will eat me.
I finished it while getting ready to film a bit. I didn't expect to finish it. I was like getting ready and listening to it, and I drew hearts that you cannot see because I was too lazy to make them prominent. Like, it ended and it started going through like the acknowledgement or whatever. So we're gonna sit and we're gonna talk about it. There isn't like a lot to talk about. It held like the same vibe, but I do like to say that I wasn't expecting to like it. Some stories were better than the others. This was a collection of a lot of different stories that include folklore and creatures that I honestly didn't even know it fucking existed. But then it prompted me to do like research on them. There is actually a creature that is called a squonk. It's a big ass pig with a big ass pee-pee. And it's so weird. And I like this. I like being able to research. What I like about it most is how easy it was. It's not like a continuous story, and the stories that they are dark romance and super smutty. It was just easy. This isn't going to be for everyone. It's not going to be for everyone. But if it is for you, then it is for you. If you like dark romance, if you like creatures with multiple tentacles, I feel so weird, then you're gonna like this. You can definitely tell that there was multiple authors. This wasn't meant to be like to be felt as if it's one author. Like I said, it's not a continuous story, so you can definitely tell that there are multiple authors and every story feels different. Some stories feel better than the others. Like some I read them and I don't care if I stop or I don't stop, but then some like I actually want to know, and the writing is better and there is a plot. Like it's not empty, like there is a plot behind it and there is a like development with the characters, with the story and stuff like that. So some you're gonna like, some you're not, like I did. I'm not like a heavy erotica reader. Sometimes I like my smut. Sometimes I just look for a dark romance book. Yeah, sometimes I like it more realistic, and sometimes just go buck fucking wild and fuck Krampus. I didn't know how to rate this, but I ended up around 3 stars. I thought 3 was good for it because lower than that, it didn't feel right. 2nd star is like, it was okay, but it wasn't okay. Like I liked some of it. So 3 feels good, but it's not surpassing 3 for me personally. I'm not done. I still want more. Like, I didn't expect this book to be like that. I didn't. I don't know, like, it's been a while since I got it, so I think I forgot that it's not an actual, like, continuous story, and I don't know what got me, like, what attracted me into it first. It's definitely a book that will get you out of a slump. It's doing that for me, my mental slump. It is doing that for me. I don't understand how excited I am about this. I love Archer's Voice. I loved it since the day I've read it, and it's been living rent-free in my heart and my mind since the day I've read it. And I loved the characters, I loved the story, the writing. It was the cutest thing ever. So I got Most of All You by the same author. This is Most of All You by Mia Sheridan. It's the same author that's written Archer's Voice, obviously, and I've been so fucking excited and interested in reading more by the same author since I finished Archer's Voice. Broken Woman. Crystal learned long ago that love brings only pain. Bitch, same. Oh my god, same. Feeling nothing at all is far better than being hurt again. She guards her wounded heart behind a hard exterior and carries within her a deep mistrust of men, who, in her experience, have only ever used and taken. A man in need of help. Then Gabriel Dalton walks into her life despite the terrible darkness of his past. There's an undeniable goodness in him. Oh, it's gonna be like Archer. Archer, like, was a golden retriever, had a golden retriever soul. There was an undeniable goodness that radiated from him, and just the writing. Oh my god, I'm gonna go on the rant of Archer's Voice again. The writing, like, oh my god, mention Archer's Voice and I'm never gonna stop talking. The writing, it made you feel that this person was good, and I love that so much. And even though she knows the cost, Crystal finds herself drawn to Gabriel. His quiet strength is wearing down her defenses, and his gentle patience is causing her to question everything she thought she knew. Crystal and Gabriel never imagined that the world, which had stolen everything from them, would bring them a deep love like this. Except fate will only take them so far. Aww. And now the choice is theirs. Harden their hearts once again, or find the courage to shed their painful pasts. Only love can mend a shattered heart. Oh, like it's already feeling things, making me feel stuff. I'm gonna be starting this. Hopefully tonight. I have to edit. I was editing Confess. Oh my god, Confess is the biggest fucking disappointment. I was editing Confess, and I don't know, man. It just took me literally hours to get somewhat ready. I'm not gonna say presentable because I am, even when I don't have anything on, but it just took me forever to get some. Like, I thought I'd get ready and then I'd feel better, and I didn't. And I don't know, man. I just kept getting ready and listening to Cryptid Christmas, and it really helped. Like, the short stories helped. It made me, like, they were so funny. Some of them were so fucking funny, and some were dirty, like dirty. They're like the dirtiest of swamp murder of dirty. Like, they were smutty, and I like the. So I feel so low, and oh my god, like, it's so stupid because it's just a fucking day. But I'm going to romanticize this. I'm romanticizing being alone, and it's the best thing ever. Oh my, if you don't do this, start doing this. Romanticizing your life is so fucking helpful, and I don't want to hear, oh, you're being delusional. I don't care. It's so helpful to just imagine you're in a fucking movie or something, and you are the main character, okay? You are the main character. So I am going to edit, actually, and editing is helping, by the way. So thank you for watching. It means a lot to me. You don't understand. Thank you so much for watching, because it's like continuously pushing me to make more videos, and which means I would sit and edit more and film more, and it just takes a lot of my time. And it's better than not doing other things, because it's a healthy coping mechanism that has developed and been known to me. I'm gonna start this baby hopefully at night. I've been watching Cabinet of Curiosities, like Guillermo del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities. It's so good. I got to the art episode, Pickets or something, and it's my favorite episode. I draw, if you don't know. I draw and I paint, and my passion in drawing is charcoal, and like my charcoal drawings resonated with those charcoal drawings. Like that portion, when they showed the charcoal drawing aspect, it resonated with my soul, and I loved it so much. I'll see you in an update.
I haven't updated you, and I'm sorry. You probably don't give a fuck, but yeah, I've been depressed. But I finished, and it helped a lot. It was the right choice. It was the right choice. I'm happy I trusted myself with the choice. So we followed. Oh my god, I was almost gonna say Brie. I told you, it lives there. It lives rent-free in there somewhere. Like, it found itself a beautiful place, okay? It has a lot of empty places inside. I'm not gonna say what I was gonna say. It's following Ellie, later known as, or renamed herself as, Crystal, who had a rough child. It followed her since the beginning, since she was a little girl, and later on she has a rough childhood and then ends up being a stripper by the name of Crystal. And then Gabriel, who had a rougher even childhood, where he was abducted, and I'm trying to say just like the basic information so I won't spoil anything, but where he was abducted by a pedo, and the way he meets her is just so cute. It's like the way he meets her is like he goes to the strip club, right? And Gabe isn't the type of dude that goes there, and you know what I'm saying? Like, you see what I'm saying? The men they write, the men that they write, they're like perfect. And he goes, and it was so pathetic, and I loved it so much, and I wanted to hug him like forever and ever. He develops agoraphobia. I don't want to say agoraphobia because it's not really fear of people, it's just a fear of being touched, and I forgot what it's called when you're afraid of being touched. But he develops a fear of being touched because of what happened to him, Avi. And then he goes there to try to pay someone to help him regain like that sense of feeling, to help him, like to teach him how to be touched and touch someone and stuff like that, and I'll be afraid of it, like to get used to it and shit. And it's the cutest thing. And then there we meet Crystal, and she's like, he doesn't belong here, and he's like, she doesn't belong here. And that was the first negative thing that I thought, was like the idea of she's too good to be in this awful dirty place, and like she's not like the other girls. She didn't say that. She's like, I'm a fucking piece of garbage. But he was always like, she doesn't belong here. She's like, she's not like those other girls. And I don't like that. I didn't like he took away from the book, unfortunately. But I don't like that at all. I don't like when she's like, when he was like, she's not a piece of meat and like the other girls. Like insinuating that there's a specific type of girls that do deserve, like, belong in this kind of place, and she is not one of them, and I don't like that. I'm finding that this author, I've only read 2 of their books and I'm definitely going to read more, but I'm finding that this author has a way of writing so like characters, especially male characters, that are incredibly lovable, charismatic, and so pitiful, but in a way that I personally find attractive. Now, is that saying something about me? Probably. But is it also saying that I'm absolutely in love with the writing? Yes, it does. I mean, he's like, him and Archer, they're like a golden retriever, and you just want to like keep them safe, and I love that so much. The development, let me talk about the development. After the monstrosity that was confessed with literally 0 to 100 really quick, this was perfect. The development was perfect. The way their emotions worked and developed and progressed felt super real, like as real as you can get, not as real as you can get, but really like close to real. Gabe's story, like what happened to him, there's like this small little like phrases and details that he remembers and like gets triggered and remembers things, and it is absolutely heartbreaking and super triggering, so do check the trigger warnings, please. Although Gabe keeps saying that she doesn't belong here, she's not the type of girl that belongs here and stuff like that, the writing and author herself, the writing itself did not specifically specify that, did not say that. It didn't make me feel like that. On the opposite, actually, I loved how it humanized strippers, how every stripper that worked there, Crystal's friends, Ellie's friends and stuff, all had their own personal lives and their own like personal shit that's happening, because you meet someone and she's up there and she's in a 2-piece and she's working herself and stuff like that, and then you meet her like in the back of the club or wherever, and they're having a heartfelt moment and she's talking about her kids and this, and I love that so much because we're all fucking humans. Super hesitant at first because he wouldn't shut the fuck up about her being too good. Like, you need to be less value to work in places like this. Like, you need to be in a less value to belong there, so someone can look at you and be like, yeah, she belongs here. But like, he had a crush, and yeah, that was like an unnecessary, small unnecessary part of it, but like, yeah. Ellie and Gabe are broken people. And there was an inclusion of small detail that isn't included a lot that I relate to wholeheartedly, unfortunately, but it's incredibly important. There was this scene where Ellie failed at something small and mundane, and she had a complete like mental breakdown and started crying and started saying things that happened 20 years ago or whatever. It's such an important detail because it is so freaking realistic. Like, I can be freaking like sweeping the floor and then the broom falls off my hands and I pick it up again and it falls again, and that small thing, that little fail, if you will trigger something so much deeper, and I will go into a tangent and a complete mind break. I forgot the word. Thank you so much for including that. Thank you so much. As if the author is gonna watch this, but thank you so much for including that. I felt heard. I felt seen. The relationship moved in a good pace, I thought at first, and then there was a moment where they started saying things to each other like, oh, I want children, how many children do you want to marry me and stuff like that, and I was like weirded out, but it made sense to the story, especially knowing like what Ellie went through, and now she's holding on to like the first thing that's given her attention, love and stuff like that, without dissociating, because they don't only want her body, as she grew accustomed to from her line of work. And Gabe, it's literally like the first time he's being touched, he's touching a woman, he's being comfortable enough to hug a woman, to hold her hand and stuff like that, so it makes perfect sense. And it made even perfect sense and was even more perfect of a pacing of a story after the fact that we got an extra 100 or something pages where Ellie where Ellie goes off to discover herself, and I cannot explain how important that part was. Loved how we did not take these two breakable people and had them heal each other, and had them just like, oh, I met her and now I'm good, oh, I met her and now I'm good, and now they're living happily ever after, and 5 years after they have 15 children. I don't like when people do that, because it's not good, it's not healthy, and it's not a good example to set to people, especially if you've written a book like this who isn't smutty, that's not smutty. I just called you a who, and now I'm talking to you. Hi. Especially a book that isn't smutty and is attainable for a younger audience. It's not the best message, not the best message to give them, like, of you're gonna heal someday if you meet the right person, because that's not it. So I love how the author had Ellie take a break and be like, even though this is literally the best thing that ever happened to me, I literally have a big ass house now and a rich man, the beautiful rich man that loves me, that is only here for me, that literally cannot touch anyone else but me. But this isn't it. Like, that moment of maturity was so important to add to the story, to the book, because she had to go off and find out how is she worth the love he's given her. I do gotta say though, it doesn't give off any. I don't know much about the author. I am going to try and research, but I don't know much about the author. But Ellie worked in after she like had her moment of realization and like, I need to find myself and blah blah blah, she went and she worked in a nail salon, right, where the owner was Vietnamese and everyone that worked there was Vietnamese. And just gotta say, even though it's realistic, but was the accent like necessary? All I'm saying is there was one black person, one black dude, the bouncer of the club, of course, and he had an accent, like the way of writing changed when he talked. And then there's this inclusion of Vietnamese owner and the people that work there, and they also had very, very prominent accents, and it felt uncomfortable even reading it. And that's reading it alone in my head. So I don't know. Like, it's realistic, I get it, but it just feels uncomfortable. Just gonna put that out there. I'm just gonna put that out there. So it ended up being a 4 out of 5 stars. It ended up being a 4 out of 5 stars because the star that was taken away is the way it made me feel uncomfortable and the little things that I told you about. But yeah, it was almost perfect and I loved it so much, and I'm in love with this author. Eee. I've already been filming for a while. I don't know how long this video is gonna be. I have so many little clips from everywhere and I haven't filmed in about 2 days. And I don't know, man, it's just been so preoccupied with my brain and it's so fucking difficult. Mental health is a fucking beast, my dude. Oh my god. I had this comment, like I'm trying like to be, not really trying, but it's happening actually organically, where I'm like getting more and more comfortable about talking about my BPD and my mental health. And like I did a short thingy, like a YouTube short, where it included a BPD thing, and I had a comments that told me that this is relatable, and I didn't know that there are other people that feel this way. Like, of course I knew that like BPD is a thing, obviously, but like not that everyone feels this way and stuff like that. And mental health isn't talked about enough, and BPD is like the least fucking talked about, almost like one of the least talked about mental health issues. And if you're watching, you're not alone. I mean, yeah, you're definitely not alone. Let me just put that out there. Let me just put that up. I really hope this turns out okay. I don't know. I'm gonna try to take usable parts from everything that I filmed throughout the week and make it into something. I do hope you see this because I do want to share this with you. Anyways, I love you and I'm gonna see you next video. Bye.